Let me ask you guys a question. Have you guys ever seen a spaceship take off, or even yet something more common you see every day? When you're on the highway, you're driving to work, whatever the case may be, have you guys ever seen someone driving a new Tesla? Well, you guys have one person to thank for all of these great inventions, and that's Elon Musk. In my opinion, one of the smartest people in the world. Dude is a mathematical, scientific, just overall business genius. Worth billions upon billions of dollars. He has a lot to give back to you guys. However, we're going to actually be going over a good amount of business tips from Elon Musk, the man, the myth, the legend. What's going on, guys? JT here with The Wealthy, coming at you with another video. Make sure before the video loads up to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also, let us know in the comment section down below if you did subscribe. That way, you could be entered in this month's subscriber giveaway, where we shout out one lucky subscriber every single month who subscribes, comments down below saying they subscribed, commenting I subscribed, and also turns our post bell notifications on. Guys, let's get into the 9 business tips from Elon Musk. Our first tip is start the day with critical work. As the CEO of 3 companies, Tesla, SpaceX, and Neuralink, Elon Musk has a lot of things to stay on top on a day-to-day basis. That's why he starts his day with his most critical work. For Musk, it's man's dealing with important emails that he needs to address in order and to unblock other people's work in progress. He typically starts the day at 7 a.m. and replies to critical emails for at least half an hour. Musk is careful to filter out anything that is deemed critical, focusing only on the important items. He says in his own words at the UFC commencement speech, "Focus on signal over noise. Don't waste time on stuff that doesn't actually make things better." This is a very, very important tip from him, because say you're checking your emails and you get a bunch of emails from friends, but you get an important one from a family member who needs you to do something. Our instincts tell us, hey, we need to reply to that family member, but most of the times we're going to want to reply to our friends, because why? It's what makes us happy and it's what we enjoy. However, that's not what you want to do. Same thing goes with business. Same thing goes with your everyday to day life with work-wise. You got to reply and get everything done that's important. That way you'll have time later on in the day or later on, in your week or whatever it's going on with you to do stuff you actually enjoy doing. Next, we have use feedback loops. Musk has a very tight schedule, often working at different locations on any given day. That's why he's constantly trying to optimize his time. While admitting he hasn't read any books on time management, Musk shared some insightful advice also on how to become better. He states, and I quote, "I think it's very important to have a feedback loop where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. I think that's the single best piece of advice I've ever gotten. Constantly think about how you could be doing things and bettering yourself, always questioning yourself." Musk incorporates not only his own feedback, but also of others. He urges entrepreneurs to seek preferably negative feedback. Why do you think this is? This is because if someone isn't worried about you or always talking about you, that's when you should get worried. If people are always criticizing you, take that to heart. Make sure that what they're saying is true. Even if it's not true, try to outdo yourself. He also focuses on hiring the best people in any field that can provide consistent and truthful feedback. Shortening the feedback loops leads to increased efficiency, faster implementation, and a better finished product. That's all you really want in life. You got to make sure you get those 3 things acquired and on your schedule right away. That way you can be as successful as possible. Here we have reason from first principles. A first principle is a basic assumption that can't be deduced from any other proposition. It's the only sure thing in a complex problem. Musk reasons from first principles rather by an analogy, such as his previous experiences he had. This way you build your reasoning from the ground up. He says you look at the fundamentals and construct your reasoning from that, and then see if you have a conclusion that works or doesn't work. And it may or may not be different from what people have done in the past. It's harder to think that way though. Here's an example of the first principles reasoning from Musk himself. What is a rocket made of, he says? Aerospace grade aluminum alloys, plus some titanium, copper, and throw a little carbon fiber in there as well. Then he says he asked himself, what is the value of those materials on the commodity market? It turned out that the materials cost a rocket was about 2% of a typical price. Instead of buying a rocket for millions upon millions of dollars, Musk decided to purchase the raw materials for cheap and build the rockets himself in his own company. And that's how SpaceX was born. It's incredible what happens and what you can do when you really put your mind to something. Upcoming, we have use asynchronous communication. Musk is famous for this. The first productivity hack gave you a slight hint for this one. Musk prefers to communicate on his own terms. That means defaulting to email and text, both as synchronous ways of communication. He says, "I do love email. Wherever possible, I try to communicate asynchronously. I'm really good at email," he says. It's very, very funny to see him talking robot in third person, but we're gonna, deal with it. It's Elon Musk, billionaire, whatever. Let's get on. He also uses himself and makes it hard for people to reach him outside of his company by using an obscure email address. This lets him focus on actual work for his companies. He says progress comes from being focused and performing deep work. This means living as synchronously as possible and with minimal interruptions from coworkers. He says it's very, very important not to let yourself get distracted, not to let yourself get off the main goal, what you're going for every day. You should always have it in the back of your mind what you're trying to achieve, whether it's being a billionaire or just building your company from the ground up so you gain some respect from some friends. It's always good to have a goal in the back of your mind, because that lets people know you really do care about the work you're doing, and if it's a product that's going to be servicing other people, they are sure to support it and purchase it. Lastly, we have master communicator. When Musk is not building rockets or revolutionizing the automobile industry, there's one place you can always find him: on email. He joked on a conference, "I do a lot of email, very good at email. That's my core competency." He is extremely clear and concise and direct on his emails. As an example, he said acronyms really do suck. He frequently emails his entire company with updates how to communicate, company visions, and mission, and being more productive at work. He says people work better when they know what the goal is and why. It is important that people look forward to coming into work in the morning and enjoy working. They actually enjoy their jobs and they're not just there for a paycheck. While it's nice to be getting rewarded for your work, ultimately you should be motivated on the main goal, which is how are we going to get this company in the right direction. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. This is JT here with The Wealthy signing off. And as always, see you guys later.